Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. And newbies, welcome, welcome, welcome. I've been trying to bring this update for the past 2 days, and YouTube been messing with me, not letting me upload. So I want to say in advance, I want to apologize for any glitches that you may see in this video because YouTube has been acting up. But Salamandra Robinson and Quella Long, Shanquella's family, held a conference on March 3rd in front of the National Council of Negro Women's for Justice for Shanquella with their lawyers Benjamin Crump and Sue Ann Robinson. Tamika Mallory and the president of the NAACP of Washington was also in attendance and stood beside the family as supporters. What we know now, thanks to Sue Ann Robinson Esquire, one of the lawyers representing the Robinson family, who actually went to Mexico for about a week to get information. She's seen the villa Shanquella stayed at and been to all the last places that Shanquella visited and spoke to the authorities. So we now know that it's not Mexico that's been holding out and holding back on us. It's the U.S. Mexico authorities said they completed their investigation and passed the case over to the U.S. They gave the case to the U.S. State Department of Justice and Internal Affairs and the FBI, according to Sue Ann Robinson. The U.S. has everything they need to prosecute the Cabo Six. Most importantly, enough to prosecute Dejanay Jackson. Listen to some of the highlights from the president of the NAACP, Tamika Mallory, and the Robinson family attorneys, Ben Crump and Sue Ann Robinson. The highlights are a bit lengthy, so feel free to go grab a snack.
No one should have to suffer the indignities that she did. We deserve to live peaceful lives, enjoy vacations, and die old, peaceful deaths. Being on the ground in Mexico on a fact-finding mission was surreal. I'm an attorney. I went to law school. I know what the laws are. I'm a former prosecutor. I know what the Department of Justice can do if someone flees from justice. So for me, on behalf of this family, to have to physically go and seek justice on their behalf was unreal. In another country, with another language. Going to those places, going to the police station, going to the Attorney General's office, going to the Mexican Red Cross, going to the office of the doctor that attended to her, going to the actual villa and the places where she walked, where she spent her last moments, trying to find answers for this family was absolutely unreal. Nobody should have to do that for something that is equal and fair. They're not asking for anything special. They're not asking for anything unique. They're asking for their government to intervene in a case and take jurisdiction for a crime that we all saw unfold on video.
That's correct. My Lord.
The most important thing from the case going to Mexico, I learned two things. One, that Quilla and Mrs. Robinson are creating their own path to find justice in an international case because there isn't a path to get information, to find out what's happening on your case, to find out what happened to your loved one. There is no such path. They are creating the path.
That's right.
And number two, most importantly, because they were being ping-ponged between the U.S. authorities and Mexican authorities, they got sick of it. No one was returning their phone calls. Mexican authorities confirmed that they have completed their investigation. We've had the opportunity to review some of the packet, and it has been sent. The ball is clearly in the United States court. The State Department, the Department of Justice, the ball is in your court.
That's right.
Do what you have to do. In Mexico, we went to the U.S. consulate. who is supposed to be the liaison and the protection for American citizens abroad. We got no such warm greeting. We got no such constitutional rights. We got no such assistance, liaison information. In fact, we were almost impeded and advised that if the family needed more information, they should talk to the 6 travel mates that went to Cabo with Shanquella.
Outrageous. Who was the accessories to the murder.
Right. Outrageous.
The level of disrespect to Shanquella Robinson's dignity, even in death, is unreal. We had to go ourselves to the Attorney General, explain to them, hey, we're not just trying to show up here. We tried to follow the protocol, but we're not going to leave without any information. And we were assisted by the Mexican authorities who advised the ball is in your court. We've sent everything over to Interpol. We've sent everything over to the FBI. They advised that the case is a top priority for them. I haven't been advised of that by the State Department here at all. Have you guys been told that? Okay. The issue now is that there has to be a high level of diplomatic intervention. And I say high level to be tongue-in-cheek because, to be honest, the highest level is right here. That's why we're here. President Biden, the head of the Department of Justice, the State Department, you've all got calls from our office. And no answers. You've got letters. Let's do what's right by Shanquella Robinson, and let's always do what's right by Black women.
It is appalling that we have to lift up not only the mantra that Black lives matter, but Black women matter. And in this country, we cannot continue to allow the double standard of how Black women are victimized and are undervalued compared to how white women who have also been victimized and murdered but are championed and glorified by the media, and their lives are valued more. If this country is truly to embody what it stands for, what our ancestors lived for, what our ancestors bled and died for, we have to represent that in all aspects of our systems, our criminal justice systems, our law, and international and diplomatic relations. So I charge you all, as we stand on the shoulders of not only Black women, but all people who have fought for social justice and equality in this country, to use your voice, stand in your power, and demand justice for Shanquella Robinson.
My name is Salamandra Robinson. I am the mother of Shanquella Robinson. I am here in Washington, D.C. today asking for answers about what happened for my daughter. I don't wish this terrible nightmare on anyone. My daughter was brutally beaten on a video. She was undressed, and there was many people that could have helped her. They laughed and joked instead. Shanquella came back from a vacation dead with a broke neck and a spinal. I can hardly talk about it. Since November the 16th, no one has been arrested. The people who knew what happened to my daughter are living their lives. They have returned to work, and my family is left to wait and to beg for answers. I am here as an American citizen to ask our president and everyone with the power to get justice for my daughter to help me. Please help me and my family.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The death of my beautiful sister has been the hardest thing that I've ever had to deal with in my life. I have dealt with death of a loved one in my family, but my sister's death is a different type of love. My mind have not been at ease. I have not been able to rest since October the 29th of 2022. I got the call of her death. I also was told lies about her death, and I witnessed, among others of the world, of a video of her death. This journey has been frustrating. The feeling of disheartened to our government. I feel like our government has failed us. Now we got to take extra steps and measurements as far as rallies, as far as press conferences,
Yes, ma'am.
mailing letters that I feel like we should not have to do.
That's
It's
right.
been 5 months and something should have been done.
That's right.
My sister was the sweetest person, lovable, business driven, and respectful. She didn't associate herself with drama. Okay, so I feel like whatever happened or the situation that took place at that villa, she was trying to leave and they wasn't trying to let her go.
My Lord. Thank you, Quella.
On this journey, we just try to stand together and try to protect her as much as we can and fight for her because she's no longer here. She needed help then and she needs help now.
There was a woman, forget about being a black woman, a woman
Come on.
was beaten to death on camera.
Come on.
And she returned from a vacation with her neck and back, her spine broken.
Outrageous.
It's very simple.
That's right.
We saw an attack.
Yes.
It'd be one thing if you did not see a video and perhaps we could come up with some other explanation for what happened to her. But in this case, what we see is very clear. She was beaten to death.
That's right.
And if she wasn't beaten to death, somebody needs to tell us exactly what happened.
Come on. Tell her.
And there are 6 people who were there who know the answers,
Say that.
and they need to be present somewhere where they are being asked and demanded of the truth.
Say that.
Particularly the person who we saw, and I want to correct something that has been said, and I am asking every single person from the media to be careful about the narrative.
Come on.
I know that my brother Roland Martin will be careful about this, and I'm asking all of you. There was not a fight.
Come on.
There
now.
was no fight that took place
Yeah,
in
right.
that house.
Yeah.
There was an attack
That's
against
right.
one person.
Say that.
We did not see a fight. In fact, we hear the other individuals on the video asking her whether or not she was willing to fight back for herself
Right.
as they joked while she was naked. And she tells them clearly, no,
Yeah.
she does not want to fight.
That's right.
And they continue to allow her to be beaten, and then her neck and spine was broken, and she returned home to her family in a box. That is what happened.
Come on.
It is not complicated.
Come on.
So as my sister, Sunshine Anderson from Charlotte, North Carolina, who couldn't be here but has been a great supporter of this family, would say, when you tell us it's complicated and there's issues, we've heard it all before.
on now.
And we don't want to hear it anymore.
right.
We want to see that there is movement,
Say that.
action, that something happens for Shanquella Robinson. Forget about her being a black woman.
Come on.
She is a woman and she is a United
Come
States
on.
citizen.
Say that.
And we know what you can do.
Say that.
We know what you can do.
Say that.
Let me tell you why we know what you
Come
can
on.
do. Because we've seen you do it before.
That's right.
When Natalie Holloway went missing in Aruba,
Come on.
America stopped. It stood still. Even I stood still.
Come on.
We shared the information. When the White House had press conferences, they were asked questions about her. The media would not let it die.
Come on now.
Natalie Holloway was in our homes every day, and she should have been.
Well.
And so should Shanquella
Come on
Robinson.
now. Say that.
And so should Shanquella
That's right.
Robinson.
That's right.
I want to thank my dear sister, Rabbi Bara Elman. Come on over here, Bara Elman. The rabbi has come down to show that this is not just about black women.
Come on
This is
now.
about all women.
Come on.
And that we must all stand together in saying that enough is enough
That's right.
of this country disrespecting
That's right.
our people and disrespecting humanity. The question that I have for President Biden,
Well,
for Merrick Garland, the head of Department of Justice, the question that I have for the head of the United States State Department, what would you do if it was your child?
come on now.
What would you want to see happen in this country
That's
if
right.
it was your child who was beaten to death on camera
That's
without
right.
clothes? Imagine that her family had to watch a video of their baby, their sister, being beat to death with no clothes on and no support. What would you want President Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris? What would you want as a black woman if you saw your sister being beaten like that? How would you move? What calls would you make? What would you expect in terms of the answers that this family has not been provided? They have been told that there's no information that can be given to them, but that they will get a call back. No family wants to hear that. They should be invited on a regular basis to conversations where it is clear what this country is doing. Now, some will say, I'm sure, when they start with their narrative, they are going, I see it's raining and we're going to be quick. They will say that they're doing a lot. But the problem is that this country does not have a good reputation of protecting black women. And so therefore we cannot take your word for it. We want to see it with our eyes and hear it with our ears. We want the same attention that other white women have received. And in fact, we are calling it the white women missing treatment. We want to see that put in action for Shanquella Robinson. Move expeditiously. Use your resources and be intentional about justice for this young sister. Because as you know, we will not go away. We didn't leave Breonna Taylor's family, and we will not leave Shanquella Robinson's family.
If anybody lose focus of why we standing out here in the rain, and they say it may not be the most ideal time to stand and do the press conference, I just think this rain are the tears of this mother and this family, and we'll stand with them in the rain, the sleet, or the snow until we get justice. And that's why we're going to go meet with the Department of Justice, and we're going to tell them they have the evidence. Yes, that's correct. They had the evidence on day one when we saw the video. That's right. But now Attorney Robinson and us are going to tell them we got autopsy, we got witness statements, we got the Mexican government said they have already made the decision who killed her. And the only question is the President Biden and the State Department going to do anything about it. It's that simple.
In all this time, we thought the case was taking so long because Mexico had jurisdiction. Like, it makes them, it's just despicable, because I know they know about Shanquella's case. It's been 5 months and over 1,000 letters sent to the White House, all pink envelopes. I'm sure that drew attention in the White House. 1,000 pink envelopes. Come on now. You can't miss that. Maybe now we'll see some fire on their heels. And very well said to all the speakers. And Tamika Mallory, I couldn't have said it better myself, sister. We need to see it and hear it. And we will not go away until the Robinson family gets justice. They have everything they need on video, even to prosecute the instigators. So let's see. We'll see what happens now that the Robinson family has the elites standing behind them now. Maybe we'll start seeing some arrests happening soon, and the Department of Justice assigning someone to the case. I'll stay on top of this and continue to bring updates as this case continues to unfold. That said, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. And hit that notification bell so you'll see when I drop new videos. And y'all follow me on all my platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. All at Sister Girl Talk TV.